can we chant the names of devatas? Om Namah Shivaya, Om Ganapatiye Namaha, Om Durgaya Swaha, etc. And can we attain Vaikuntha? Or go to the spiritual world, attain moksha, liberation? That's your question. Sit down. Actually, Krishna has innumerable names. Krishna has infinite names. One of the names of Krishna is Mukunda. What is the meaning of the word of the name Mukunda? One of the meanings of the name Mukunda is one who has beautiful face like jasmine. Another meaning of Mukunda is Muktim Dadati, one who gives mukti. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also it is stated that those who surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna, Mukti Pade sa Daya Bhag, they become, for them, for those who surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna, can you pull out that verse? Mukti Pade sa Daya Bhag. For those who surrender to the boat of the lotus feet of Krishna, for them, mukti or liberation becomes a rightful claim. It becomes their birthright. You know, we say certain things are, it is my fundamental right. Right to religion, right to freedom of expression. And so many in our constitution also, there are so many rights which are accorded to the citizens. If you are born in this country, you have that right. Nobody can question you, nobody can take it away from you, isn't it? Similarly, one who surrenders to the lotus feet of Krishna, one who takes shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, for him, mukti or liberation becomes a rightful claim. Tatte anukampam susamikshramano bhunjana yeva atmakritam vipakam. Hridvag vapubhir vidadan namaste jivetayo muktipade sadaya bhag. That means, tatte anukampam susamikshramano, one who constantly is anticipating the mercy of Krishna, the grace of Krishna, that Krishna will protect me, Krishna will maintain me. And he is constantly living his whole life depending upon Krishna. He is not thinking, I will do this, I will achieve this, I will fight and I will get my rights. He is not thinking like that. He is thinking, I cannot do anything. I am a very incapable, very weak soul and I am totally dependent upon Krishna. Tante anukampam susamikshramano. He is constantly looking forward, anticipating the mercy of Krishna. He is totally dependent upon Krishna. And when a person is dependent upon another person like this, bhunjana eva atmakritam vipakam. Suppose there is some distress which comes in his life. What will he do? How will he perceive such distress? I am totally dependent upon Krishna. And Krishna gave heart. Krishna did not protect me. Such distress he gave me. Is that the way he will see? No. Bhunjana eva atmakritam vipakam. Whenever a distress comes in his life, he sees that this distress has come into my life because of the past sinful activities I have done. And for the amount of past sinful activities I have done, mountain of distress should have come in my life. But Krishna is so merciful, he has reduced it to a small token distress, and Krishna has liberated me from experiencing a very big calamity in my life. A devotee who always constantly depends upon Krishna like this, Hridvag vapubhir vidadan namaste, and constantly with his heart, with his mind, with his words, and with his body, he is constantly offering obeisances to Krishna. Meaning, he surrendered his mind, his body, his words, his intelligence, everything is surrendered to Krishna. A person who, yo jiveta, one who lives like this, one whose life is revolving around Krishna like this, mukti pade sadaya bhag. Mukti becomes his rightful claim. He doesn't have to struggle to get mukti. He doesn't have to undergo austerity. He doesn't have to undergo tapasya. He doesn't have to undergo different rituals described in the Vedas. He doesn't have to do anything. It becomes his right. He doesn't have to earn it. Whereas a Jnana Yogi, Ashtanga Yogi, all of these people have to undergo various intense tapasyas to attain mukti. That mukti, simply by surrendering to Krishna, a devotee achieves. So you have to understand that mukti or liberation is achieved only by devotees who render devotional service to Krishna alone. All of the devatas themselves, they are subject to destruction. The devatas have a certain lifespan. They are also not eternal. All the devatas, they have a certain time span during which they can rule over. For example, Indra is there. Indra can rule over only for one manvantara. One manvantara constitutes approximately 71 Mahayugas. One Mahayuga is 43.2 lakh years. So 43.2 lakh into 71, that many number of years, Indra can remain as Indra. The current person who is Indra during our time, currently, his name is actually Purandara. Indra is the name of the post. Just like we say Prime Minister. The current Prime Minister of India, what is his name? His name is Narendra Modi. But whenever he goes somewhere, he will be addressed as, oh, Mr. Prime Minister has come. The Prime Minister has come. So the Prime Minister is the name of the post. He has his own name. Narendra Modi is his name. But he is also addressed as the Prime Minister. Similarly, the current Indra, the person occupying the position of Indra in the current time, his name is Purandara. And so that person, he will remain as Indra for the time period of one Manvantara. In the next Manvantara, what will happen? Somebody else will take over that post. So Indra is not permanent. And all the personalities like Agni, Vayu, Indra, Chandra, all these personalities will change every Manvantara. Then there are personalities like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. They are called Chiralokapala. That means they remain in those positions of controlling the affairs of this universe for the entire lifespan of Brahma, which lasts for Dvipararda, 2 Parardas. So one day of Brahma constitutes 14 Manvantaras. That is 1000 Mahayugas. That means 43.2 lakh into 1000 years is one day of Brahma, 12 hours. Similarly, another 1000 Mahayugas constitutes one night of Brahma. This is 124 hours of Brahma. Like this, Brahma lives for 360 days, constitute 1 year of Brahma. And like this, Brahma lives for 2 Parardas, means 2 parts of 50 years. That means 100 years, according to that time scale, is Brahma's lifespan. So, therefore, Brahma and Shiva are called Chiralokapala. For the entire lifespan of 100 years of Brahma, that Brahma and Shiva, they don't change. But at the end of Brahma's 100 years, what happens? The entire universe gets dissolved. And when this universe gets dissolved, what happens? All the devatas also, they also die. They also have to give up their bodies. And then what happens? All the universes get retracted into the body of Mahavishnu. Yasyaika nishwasitam athavalamgya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanaathaha Vishnur mahan sehesya kalavishesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajam. So, from the pores of Brahma, Loma Vilaja, from the pores of Mahavishnu, the different universes are coming out. And these universes are coming out during Lord Karanodakasai Vishnu's one exhalation. And when Lord Vishnu inhales again, the universes go back into the pores of Lord Vishnu. And then the universe is over. So Jagadanda Natha, this Jagadanda, this universe, the Natha, the master of this universe is Brahma. So all the Brahmas, their lifespan of 100 years, you can imagine such a long lifespan is actually only one exhalation and inhalation for Lord Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu's exhalation and inhalation is so long. 100 years of Brahma have passed. And when 100 years of Brahma is over, what happens? The universe goes back into Vishnu. So before the creation of this universe, before all the devatas like Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Agni, Shani, Rahu, etc., all these devatas, before they came into existence, only Vishnu was existent. He was existing. So, in the Upanishads, it is stated that Eko Narayano Asit, Na Brahmana Ishano. In the beginning, only Vishnu was there. There was no Ishana, there was no Shiva, there was no Brahma. All of these devatas have come after the universe has come into existence. So before the universe came into existence, who was there? None of these personalities was there. Na Brahmana Ishano, neither Brahma nor Shiva, nobody was there. Then who was there? Eko Narayano Asit, only Narayana was there. So, all the devatas are also, their lifespan is also temporary. They also don't exist eternally. Then how can they give mukti? Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita that those who worship the devatas, where do they go? Devan Devayejo Yanti. Those who worship the devatas will go to the planets of the devatas. Pitrun Yanti Pitravrataha. Those who worship the Pitras, they will go to the Pitralokas. Bhutani Yanti Bhutejya. Those who worship the ghosts and such other spirits, those who engage in black magic, they will go to the planet of the ghosts. Madhyajino Yanti Mamapi. And those who worship Krishna, those who go to Krishna Loka. So which destination you achieve is dependent upon whom you worship. And then if you go, so if I worship Indra, I'll go to Indra Loka, Swarga Loka. If I worship Surya, I'll go to Surya Loka. If I worship Chandra, I'll go to the moon planet. If I worship Brahma, I'll go to Brahma Loka. And if I worship Krishna, I'll go to Krishna Loka. So what's the big difference? Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. Beginning from Brahma Loka down to Patala Loka, every planet where all the devatas are residing in this material universe, what are they characterized? They are characterized by Punaravartinaha. They are characterized by repeated birth and death. Nowhere in the planet, anywhere from Brahma Loka down to Patala Loka, can you find freedom, liberation from repeated birth and death. That freedom, liberation from birth and death is called mukti, which is available only in the Vaikuntha planets. And if you have to approach the Vaikuntha planets, then what is Krishna saying? Yanti madhyajinopi mam. If you have to go to Vaikuntha, you have to worship Vishnu or Narayana. If you worship Devatas, Devan, Devayejo Yanti. You will go to the planet of the Devata. You will not go to Krishna Loka. You will not go to Vaikuntha. So therefore, if your goal is liberation from the repeated cycle of birth, death, disease and old age, then there is no point in worshipping the Devatas. You have to worship Narayana or Vishnu. That is why Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita that Yadgatvan anivartante tadhama paramam mama. Krishna says, if you come to Vaikuntha, if you go to the Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, na punaravartina, there is no more repetition of birth and death. Whereas, when it comes to Devalokas, Brahma Bhuvana Loka punaravartino Arjuna. Nowhere in this material universe, go to even up to Brahma Loka, which is the topmost planet in this material universe, you cannot become free from birth and death. You cannot attain moksha or mukti. Moksha or mukti is given only by Mukunda, Krishna. I remember we had gone to one temple in Tirumal Isai. Correct? Am I pronouncing it correctly? It's there near Kanchipuram. When we went to that temple, I think it was Tirumangai Alvar was there. One of the Alvars, he was there in that temple. And they have the deity of that Alvar is also there. And Vishnu temple, Narayana temple. and we had darshan. One of the pujaris, he was taking us around, and he brought us to the altar of this alvar, and he told that this alvar is very special. On his toe, on his big toe, he has got one eye, third eye. Shiva has got the third eye on his forehead, and this alvar has got it on his toe. And this is the eye of knowledge. And he was telling there is one very interesting pastime of this alvar. Once Lord Shiva came in front of this alvar, and he told the alvar, I want to give you some boon. I want to give you some ashirvada. Please ask what you want. So this alvar told him, no, I don't want any, this one, benediction. So Shiva told, no, please take some benediction from me. Alvar told, no, I don't want. So Shiva said, no, please. Somehow I want to give you some benediction. You must take it. Told him, don't bother me, go away. I don't want any benediction from you. Then Shiva said, no, Shiva was going on forcing him. Then he told him, okay, you give me mukti. Then Shiva looked at him and said, Hare, I cannot give him mukti, yaar. What are you asking? Then Alva told him, I already told you, you cannot give me what I want. So why are you going on disturbing me? This past time he narrated to explain how Devatas up to Lord Shiva also, they can give you benedictions. They can give you various kinds of material boons. But if you want mukti, even Shiva cannot give you the benediction boon of mukti. If you accept Lord Shiva as your spiritual master, he will guide you to engage in devotional service to Vishnu, and he will guide you how to get mukti from Vishnu. But if you want mukti as a boon from him, from any devata, even up to Lord Shiva or Brahma, they cannot give. Mukti has to be given only by Vishnu, Krishna, Narayana. So therefore, if you want to attain mukti, liberation from repeated birth, death, disease and old age, you have to worship Krishna or Vishnu or Narayana only. Only then you can attain mukti. Otherwise, it is not possible. So therefore, we have to, how do we worship Krishna or Narayana? We worship them by chanting the different mantras that is there. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Like this, there are many mantras. But all of these mantras require us to follow certain rules and regulations to be able to chant them. You have to be qualified to chant the mantra. Qualified, what is the meaning of qualification? Meaning of qualification means you should have elevated yourself sufficiently in Sattva-guna to be eligible to practice that mantra. Otherwise, what will happen? You will end up committing offenses. And if you do aparadha in chanting the mantra, what will happen? Instead of advancing, you will degrade yourself. So therefore, the Vedic scriptures state, first acquire the qualification by following certain practices, certain principles and all these kind of things. Elevate yourself in Sattva-guna, and when you are sufficiently elevated in Sattva-guna, by practicing spiritual life under a bona fide spiritual master, then you become eligible to chant the mantra. Then you chant the mantra, it will liberate you. So, then so many rules and regulations are there. How do we take the benefit of that mantra? It is very tough. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, the one mantra which has no rules or regulations is the Hare Krishna Maha-mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, this particular mantra, na niyameta smaranena kalaha. There is no niyama, there is no kala, time to be considered. There is no rule, regulation to be considered in chanting this particular mantra. This particular mantra is specifically meant for Kali Yuga. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Aiva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyatha. This is what the Vedic scriptures, the Kali Santarana Upanishad is stating. In Kali Yuga, the only way for liberation is one has to engage in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha-mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Iti Shodasaka Nam Kali Kalmasan Asanam, Nata Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Sarva Vedeshu, entire Vedas you take and study them, you analyze them. Na Drishyate, you will not, Paratara Upayaha na Drishyate, you will not find any other solution than chanting the Hare Krishna mantra in Kali Yuga to attain liberation. So therefore, in Kali Yuga, the only way is to chant the Hare Krishna Maha-mantra to attain liberation, to go back to Godhead. And that's the only way to attain moksha. By chanting the names of other demigods, we can attain material benedictions, but we cannot attain the ultimate benefit of going back to God. Is that okay?